Hi everyone and welcome to Triple M Adventures with Bill. This is another OpenTx quick tip, which might take a little bit longer than a quick tip, but anyway. And this is about rate profiles. So you can set up rate profiles so that you have 3 of them, and then you can have them on a switch. So if you're playing around with a new quad and want to test out different rate profiles, you can then have it on a switch on your radio. So this video is going to help you to be able to set this up. So let's first take a look at OpenTx and have a look at the settings there. And then we'll go on to the T16 and then we're going to BetaFlight. Let's go to OpenTx and open up my last backup of my T16 and my Taycan. And the first thing we're going to have a look at is the inputs. So let's go to inputs and you can see that I've got 3 rates settings set up there. So if I tap the first one, you can see I've called the input name rate and I've called it number 1, and it's set up to its source is switch G. Include trim. Everything else should be standard. I think we've got the weight there at 100. That should be standard. And you can see in the switch section at the bottom, that's rate profile 1 will be in the switch G forward position. Now all you can do is once you set one up, you can copy it and then just go and change the switch now to the mid-range one and then call it the line name 2, so it's rate profile 2, and then you would copy that one and go into the third one, say line name is 3, and this would be the switch G in the back position. As you can see there. That's all we need to do in the inputs. Okay, next thing to do is mixes. Let's click on mixes and you can see this is on channel 7, so that'd be aux channel 3. Let's have a look at that. All we need to do is put in is call it rate. Its now source is I7, so in other words input 7. So you will click the arrow and pick up this rate here from the input 7. Everything else should be default, and that is it. Now we can go to the special functions. As you all know, I love putting sounds on my radio. So we go to special functions, and here you can see I've set up 3 sounds, which I think they weren't included in the standard sounds, so I made these sounds. If you want to know how to do that, there'll be a link in the description below. So I've set up on the switch G, forward is rate profile 1, mid point is rate profile 2, and the switch G back is rate profile 3. And all I did is just rate profile 1, rate profile 2, rate profile 3. And there we go. That's all we need to do on our radio. Let's have a look at it. I'll just go through the settings on the actual radio as well, in case you're not using Companion to set this up. Let's take a look at the settings on the T16 for setting up rate profiles to switch. Okay, we have to hit the model button. And the first thing we're going to go to is inputs. And we go down. And there are the rate profiles, and you see 1, 2 and 3. So let me just show you the first line. So input, it says rate, line name is 1, it's connected to switch G, which should be this one. Here we go. The weight is 100%, and the rate profile 1 is activated when the switch is forward. Let's quickly just show you the next one. So you would then copy that line by going like that, copying, and then it will make another line and you'll just have to edit it. I've been through this on other videos, so I won't go through it here. So here we said the same input line is rate. This time it's line name is 2. It's connected to the switch G, and now it's in the mid position that it's active. And then we go to the rate profile 3. Edit, now the switch is going to be in the back position. Okie dokie, right. Now we need to look at mixes, and we go to mixes And all we need to do there is, let's edit this. We've put the mix name as rate. We've picked up the source as the as rate. The weight is 100%, and that should all be standard. So we can see -100, centered, and back towards us. Okay. Then, let me just reiterate there. Obviously, this source is the input source. That's the sign for input. Righty-ho. Then it's a matter of going on to our special functions, and you can see I've set the special functions up to be rate profile 1 when we're forward, when switch G is forward, when it's in the midpoint it's rate profile 2, and when it's back it's rate profile 3. And that is everything on our radio. Now let's switch over and have a look at BetaFlight. We're in BetaFlight. Okay, let's attach my take hand to the computer and connect. Right, in BetaFlight, to set up the rate profiles, you will go to the PID tuning and you'll go to rate profile 1, and then you'll make your adjustments that you want to here. Oh, beg your pardon, sorry, I have to click on profiles. So you can see there's profile 1, and it's obviously set up because this is a Cinewhoop, I've set this, I'm not an expert on this, so there's a lot of practicing I'm doing. So you can see that the maximum degrees is quite low. If we go to profile 2, you'll see it's a lot higher, and go to 3, and they're different. So this is where you'll set the different profiles up, the rate profiles. I'm not an expert at PID tuning and the rate profiles, but I've learned how to do it so that when I get, I'm getting a small racing quad, and that one I will start playing around and experimenting with. I'm normally quite happy if something's set up and it's flying okay. I won't play around with it personally, but I will. I want to have a look at this. Anyway, so that is the 3 profiles that we've got. So you would go in there and set these up how you wanted them. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. And then we need to switch over to adjustments. Now, let's click on adjustments. Now in here is where you set up your switch. Now this is set up on aux3, which would be 7, channel 7. And if you remember when we did the setup on the radio, that was on channel 7, the input. So you would select aux3, and then you give each a range. And as you can see, the ranges are going through. Let me just connect my radio to my quad. No props on, and I'm going to plug a battery in. And now we go back to BetaFlight, and you'll see we're on aux channel 3. If I go to the receiver, aux channel 3, which would be 4, 5, 6, 7, channel 7. If I flick the switch, you can see, there we go, aux3 is operating. Now, so we go to adjustments, and that's where, as I said earlier, we have to set these to aux3. And we give it the range. You'll see this is rate profile 1. Now it's gone to 2, and now it's gone to 3. I've turned the sound off on my radio, so it doesn't make a lot of noise. So there we go. And once you've set the range up, you have to go, then apply, and you have to say rate profile selection, and then via aux channel 3. And you do the same for each of those. And as far as I'm aware, what happens, it knows from the first one will be your position 1, position 2, position 3. There's nowhere that you actually say rate profile selection 1 or selection 2 or selection 3. What I assume is they run in order. And that's everything we need to do. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. And please share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. Happy flying. Bye for now.